Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the latest live stream 302. So, I thought about today's topic of where did it all start? So, eBay, reselling, what did I do beforehand? Because I do occasionally get like people asking me what I did beforehand and how I get into eBay, how I get into reselling, and like pretty much how I got into YouTube. So talk a bit about that. Hopefully it's loud enough. Turn that one up slightly. There we go. Perfect. So what I'll do now is see we've got in the chat. Oh, before that, I've also got a coupon code on many items on my store, valid until the 7th of February. Pop on the link and it should go to my store. Many items on there. I'm valid until the 7th of February. Hi, Mike Thrifter. Thanks for popping in. And Daly's popped in there. Richard Payne as well. Hi, Bills and Moon. We'll fix it for reselling's popped in. Who else have we got in? We've got Derek Chat Peddler's popped in and Ian J. Welcome. And let me know in the side chat, or if you're watching after the video has finished and rendered, that how you found my channel and what was the first video of mine that you watched. Always interesting to know what video you watched and that. Hi, Jimmy. Thanks for popping in. I just saw your little video that you did. It was really good. And if you don't know, Jimmy Riddle Show, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Live streams, keyboard, vocals, guitar, ukulele impressions, comedy, cartoons, and just released a little video, a short video, impressions using the Face Swap app of Chris Eubank. Go and check it out. So, let's go down the list. Hi, Pat, thanks for popping in. Appreciate that. What else have we got there? I'll say hello to everyone a bit later on. So, there's a hashtag that's going around that I saw yesterday called Meet the Reseller. And I saw people doing it online. It was Emma Reseller Adventure on YouTube. And again, it got me thinking yesterday about my background and all that. And I didn't think much of it at that point. But this morning, I was like, I'm going to put my picture on Instagram and on my Facebook as well, which is all in the description below and comments and that. And here as well, Instagram, Facebook, Ko-Fi page, buy me coffee, and then eBay store. And I was like, okay, I'll put it through. And I thought I could do that topic for tonight. Basically saying, like, where did it all start? So, I'll do that in a sec. Just got a beer here. I was going to finish that beer before I was trying to watch SAS Rogue Heroes. Because, like, I'm last episode of that first series. Because they're recording the second series, like, now, soon. And Mum's like, again, I was like, oh, because I was getting interrupted by my mum, like, to other bits and pieces. I was, like, researching. I was like, so I didn't get to finish it. So I didn't get to start the beer, really. Cheers. So, let's have a look. First video from Richard Payne. Said there, first videos I can remember watching you were your lives when you were in the afternoon. I was taken aback. That was like 3 years ago, I think, 3.5 years ago, because I started in 2017, like the end of 17, nearly, upstairs my bedroom. Then I came down because better internet, and then I did it at 1 o'clock, then later on at 2. And then I got too busy, and this slot came available 8:30 p.m. I can't remember when, but it came available, and I was like, fair enough. So if you've got any questions, put them in the side chat for me, or if you're watching after the video is finished, put them in the comment section below. Any questions you want to ask me about what I did before or whatever, or how I got into eBay, which I'll tell you about in a sec. So, meet the reseller. Emma's reselling adventures started it all, and I looked at quite a few. I was like, okay, I'll do it this morning, and post on Instagram and my Facebook page. So, just brief. Well, I try and make it as brief as I can. I pop into a side chat as and when. So, let's have a look what I wrote here. Uh, Peter Ray, of course, 32 years old. I know. I always get told, "Oh, you look too young for 32. You look too young." Like, well, yeah. Not anymore. um, from the southeast, UK. So about 40 minutes train ride from London town. Been reselling for just over 6 years. Also, I source my stock from charity shops, Carboots, jumble sales, and any other places I can get to source stock. And I'm always going to be just a part-time eBay reseller. I've sold on other platforms before, like Spock, Facebook Marketplace, etc., etc., etc. And that. So before I was reselling, I had worked in a various capacity regarding looking after children, people's children. So I worked with children from 4 months to 16 years old in various settings, like, for example, nurseries, after school clubs, youth centres, that sort of thing. And been part of youth centres for a long, long, long time. When I was like from 11 till about 16, 17. And since I was 15, like, worked and that. And yeah, that's sort of like because I've got like a level 1, a level 2 in childcare. I don't know whether they recognise it now, but it's a good NVQ qualification. You can get up to level 3, 4 if you want to be, especially 4 if you want to be like a manager, well, a room leader, manager, that sort of thing. And looking after all sorts of kids. Some are lovely, of course. Some are right sods. And yeah, you get to know a lot of people and how it all works. So I sort of think personally, working with children, I think the 2 to 3-year-olds are worse than the teenagers from like 13 to 16 I will work with. A lot worse. But it's what I did from 15 up until when I was 15 years old up until 2017. October 17, when I got made redundant, because I was working for my mum's firm. She ran after school club, breakfast club, and the holiday club. I'm working there for a long time. I've done other things like working Sainsbury's for a tiny, tiny bit. Working like I did like about a day or so in a warehouse. I went belly up. And that. And yeah, and it sort of folded in September, and we got a link was like the October time, and like in between that, regards with eBay. So if you go back to late summer 2016, I was working in a place, holiday place scheme, holidays, and it was basically how I got into reselling eBay, that sort of thing. It was one Sunday afternoon, one random Sunday afternoon, quite a nice warm day, and I went onto eBay because I had an account and was buying on eBay from various things, buying on eBay for varying things, and basically I was looking at completed sales for certain items, what it's sold for, random. Oh, okay, games, toys, that sort of thing. I was like, wow, wow, and I thought I'm gonna have a look to see what's around my room until I can sell, and I put a few things on, and one sold the following week. I was like, okay, I'll look into it a little bit more. And then a little while after, I was typing on Google, because I got stuck on something, and Nick and Andrea popped up. I was like, okay, I look at their videos and go through there and looked at Nick and Andrea's videos. First Nick and Andrea video I saw was years ago, which they were the last shop they had. They were well getting rid of their little kids' clothing shop, and they talked about it and getting rid of the unit where they had the till and stuff. And I was looking at and then when Nick shouted me out on his Sunday Live, I was like, wow, fanboy, all that sort of thing. You know what I mean? All fanboying. And that was wicked. And I was like, cool. And really getting into it, that point, just selling around the house and that sort of thing. And I thought, okay, it's going well. And this was like back in 2016, nearly like near Christmas time, 16. And it got to 2017, and I was like, okay. And I was still working and doing a bit of eBaying here and there, and I was thinking, like, how do I up my game? And I was watching more videos. I saw like Nick and Andrea, Tom the English Picker, Ben Fitzpatrick. I saw quite a few others like Carla Mrs. M. Who else did I see? Oh, Ken Chapman. I said Ian Beck. And there was a few others I saw. Weren't that many on YouTube, and I was watching their videos, not binge watching, just watching a few here and there, gaining tips. And then it comes to, basically, this is just like a brief outline. And then it comes to about May 2017, and I go for, I got a YouTube, because I was looking at my YouTube videos, because I had a few concert videos on my YouTube channel before, and the Ice Bucket Challenge, and I was like, hang on a minute, I can do YouTube videos, thinking regarding my Asperger's, because if you don't know, I have got a mild form of Asperger's. Had it ever since I was 5 years old. Wasn't an easy child to live with, to be honest, and then I got kicked out of primary school, etc. So also I do have a mild form of Asperger's, which is a developmental disorder characterized by significant difficulties in social interaction and non-verbal communication. I had Asperger's since I was 5 years old, so life does get tricky at times, and social interactions, interacting with people face to face, or these days online, and going to like interacting with family or people who don't have a clue who they are. Like when you're working, you go to a job interview, it's all scary. It was a lot more than it was now, than it is like 5 years ago or more. And non-verbal communication, pretty much like not be able to talk to people, get scared and not knowing what to say. That's what I had all through my teenage years. Prime school, fair enough, but teenage years, it was pretty bad. I'm just going down what I've wrote down. And then I thought, okay, I'll do YouTube. And I did like just a few videos, like my, what I like, what I was collecting, gaming and stuff. My collection for gaming, toys and that. Now I did your YouTube, eBay stuff here and there. And I was like, okay, fair enough. And I really got into it. I got into more of the community, started doing my live videos in about September 17, something like that. And I really enjoyed that, doing the live videos. And I was like, okay, how am I going to do my videos? Because I was using a really crappy webcam, because I had some really dodgy one I brought for like £3 or whatever. Because I'd always been to Carboots, charity shops, jumble sales over the years as a kid, and sold at them quite a lot. So I knew like you can get the bargains. I wasn't good at bartering, as now. I go, oh, get out of the way now. It's mine. Get out. Anyway, and I got that for about £3 at a car boot. One of the first one I went back to years ago, and then I went to a C920, and that packed up about a year or two ago. I got another one that recommended by Phil, which was quite good, but quite a big lens. And this one is, I think it's C922 I'm using, and it's decent and that. And that was that. And I was going through, and I was like, okay, do I want to do this as business? And I decided, like 2000, beginning of 18. I'll tell you about it in a minute. And it's a difficult situation because in October, when I'm fully redundant from a job because the head teacher at the local school wanted to do it herself. Now she's left about 2 or 3 years ago. She was a right bitch, and anyway, got made redundant. All of us did, and I got depressed by that, really badly depressed, and I was depressed like for months, from October till at least about the February time. That's the first time, and then just one day I was like that, come back to normal, and I was like, oh, okay. And I was doing more videos and meeting more people, and that. I think that year was meetup year. I went to, and I was doing well, and then I registered it as a business, like some point, like first few months of 2018, and wanted to do it properly as I was going out to charity shops, Carboots and stuff, and you have to do that, of course. I'll go through a bit more in a sec. Let's read some comments. Would you go back to childcare if it is the right setting? Because if you haven't never worked in childcare, it's really, really, really frustrating. If you're working like in a nursery setting, literally that's like 7 o'clock till 6 o'clock at night, 7 a.m. till 6. When I was working at 2010 for a year, I got half an hour break and that was it. It was in Ashted, not too far from where I live, and staff were okay. One or two were a bit bitchy, and and in the end, I had to give it up. But I did enjoy it. I worked mainly from toddlers up to kids that were just going to school, so 2 to 4. I did do occasionally in the babies section, changing nappies and that, and then it was brought in a rule that men couldn't change nappies and all that sort of stuff. I won't get into that, but I was like, whatever. But I enjoyed it, and I was still working at the after school club, breakfast club, and holiday club when I could throughout, and yeah, really enjoying life as it is. I have a bit of cash on the hip, going out seeing my mates, going clubbing. Like that was back in 2010, and I'd lasted a year, and then a few years after that, 2015, I think it was, I got a job after 3 interviews, Tesco's. I lasted, well, had the three interviews, 3 stages, got through. I did my trial day, and it was like last in, first out. There was a few of us because they were having trouble with their monetary, like money basically at that point, and they needed to call some staff, and I got not chucked up, but basically phoned up, said, "Oh, due to this," I was like, "Oh, okay, right, whatever." I've got the 1 day's money, and that was it. And someone else I knew, she had the same thing, but she was a little bit different because she had a kid, and it was a bit of a crappy position that time. And then that was obviously what happened with the other job, and sort of things like that. But I wouldn't say no. The right position came up, and I could always train in my spare time, like do level 3 and that if I ever needed to. But I did say to myself for years, I don't want to get into it because it got too political with working with kids. Because I say I worked with kids all ages, and I work because I've done a bit of youth work here and there, and that's tricky enough as it is for varying reasons. Because it can get quite stressful in that position because they're older. They've got more peer pressure, teenagers, and smoking, drinking, all that sort of stuff. But I've done that. That's what I did want to sort of, well, particularly wanted to do, and then things changed in life, and that was it. But I wouldn't say no though, Monkey Thrifter. To be honest, I wouldn't say no. Daughter's deputy manager in nursery, level 6. Yeah, it's quite a lot of levels. I only got level 2, but it was 3, 4. Yeah. But I never wanted to be a manager, just like usuals. But if it comes up, and it does, it does. But as I say, I'm still applying and working through, and that. And I also did have a interview in 2000. When was the last time? I think it was like 19 was the last one I had. No, it wasn't last time. I had a couple after that. But 2019, I had an interview for WH Smith's, a local one. I think was in Leatherhead. I think it was WH Smith's or one of those type of chains. And I didn't get it and stuff, and it was a bit difficult. And then obviously COVID hit, and that was that. Let's go down the chat, see who's popped in, and I'll go through some bits and pieces. As I wrote on my Instagram, you can see it all on my Instagram, which is in the description below, and then you can see it here. Right. Sharon popped in. Welcome, Sharon. Thanks for popping in. If you've got any questions, pop them in the side chats. Just basically talking about my journey into reselling, what I did before reselling, what I'm doing now, and regarding YouTube as well, and what I want to achieve in the future with both. Just been editing barn vlogs. Wicked, Derek. Wicked, mate. Let's get on that barn and get some. What you need to do is the same as you did with Nick on Sunday, to pick a good time and really promote it, and it'll do well. Got 4 scheduled. Let me know whether you think I should do regular 10-minute videos or one a week, about 30 minutes. It kind of depends on what you are doing at that particular time, Derek, with regarding your videos. Like if you're clearing, or if you've got like a corner you want to talk about, or you've got the roof you're doing. I personally think like something between 10 to 15 minutes, probably once every, no, personally, this just me. I reckon you should do 2 videos a week and do between 10 to 15 minutes a week, right? 2 10 to 15 minute videos a week. And if you need a slightly longer video because you're doing something slightly, or doing time lapse or something, then you get a bigger video. But for now, 10 to 15 minutes twice a week. That's Monday to Saturday. That would be great. But it's up to you, Derek. And there are a lot of people here saying what they would like as well. As a mum to 4 children, I'll take my hat off to anyone who works, look after children as a career. Yeah, I've always done it because I went to a college, Nescott College near me. I did like what's called a school links course. So linking from school to Nescott back in 2000 and year 10, 11. So 2000 and I can't think. 11, 12, 13, 14, about 2005, 2006, something like that. A couple of years. Anyway, I went there and it was really good. I learned a lot about life in general and how the college works. And then I went there, did 2 years in IT, 2006, 2008, and met a lot of people. And if I didn't meet one certain person, I wouldn't have met a load of others as I went clubbing, if you get what I drift. So you meet one person, you meet a load of others. It's weird. Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, it does. It takes a lot out of you. But if you don't get the enjoyment, why do it? But if you do, then do it. It's going well but slow. Fair enough, Derek. I can understand that. Now you can monetize your shorts. Do you think you will be uploading more shorts? Oh, definitely, yeah. If I got something interesting to upload, like a crisp packet or the 24-second video I did the other day of how expensive charity shops are, then I will do, yeah. I'm hoping to do more short videos from the Carboots. Anything interesting, like someone's, I don't know, trying to flog me saying £15, in other words, like a crappy wee bundle or something interesting, then I will do. It won't just be reselling related. There'll be a lot of others like where I'm going in outside vlogs, that sort of thing. Once the skip's gone, have them 2 weeks. The work will be slow. Need to do some reselling at some point. Fair enough, Derek. Understand that. So Derek says they may do next video covering 2 or 3 days in one, as much of the same now. Yeah, I think so. If it's just the same, then do the 2 or 3 days into one video and edit that through. And yeah, I'm sure people will like that. So, right, let's get back to it. So I said about losing my job in October 17, and we got up to 18 where after about February, March time when I was better, like, well, not better, it's a bad word for being depressed. More basically coming round to my normal self. And the Christmas was horrible that year. I didn't like it at all. I just couldn't fathom anything or do anything. It was like I didn't want to be there. It got to the point where I would have happily grabbed the rope and yeah, say no more. But that was bad back then. And then I decided I'm going to keep my act together, going to register the business, phone up eBay, not eBay. Yeah, phoned up the oh, my mind's gone a blank. HMRC and done all that, and it was all good. And yeah, it's basically something I don't want to go through again, like depression. I stopped doing reselling YouTube videos, but I was doing non-reselling YouTube videos at a time. And then that was basically like March 18, and then after that. Since mid 18, I've been learning a lot about the reselling business, learning about every aspect, especially picking up good deals. So I've been learning from watching YouTube videos, learning through it myself, going to put practice in, finding out where the charity shops are, the car boots, jumble sales, jumble trails, all that, and going through. And I was like, wow. It's really good. Plus the interaction. Same with YouTube. I mean, I've been exploring YouTube much more since 2018 and expanding what content I put out. Been on YouTube since May 2017. So I was expanding the YouTube content as well because I felt I wasn't really gaining as much myself watching and going, what am I putting that out for? But it was a learning curve. And like I had not iMovie. I had the other one. I can't remember what it's called, but I had a crappy editing software, put the clips together. And the first clips I put together was at a concert. I seen a band called Don Broco from Bedford, who I've seen about 9 times. I'm seeing them again this year at the Ali Pally, at the Palace on 25th of March. Yes, the 25th of March, that infamous date. And I'm seeing my one of my favourite bands as well, Enter Shikari, the week before on the Saturday, I think the 18th, in London at a smaller venue because the Alexander Palace is like 10,000 standing, and there's other venues 3,000. So I'm seeing 2 of the great bands in March. I've seen them both about 8 and 9 times, and you can see most of them on my YouTube channel under certain playlists. Cheers, PWW. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate that. Legend. If you've got any comments that you want to put inside chat, please do, about what video you saw me in first or how I've grown in confidence, whatever. Hi, Alan. Thanks for popping in, Alan. Appreciate that. I've got 22 watching. Do thumbs up and all the rest of that. Let's go back. Also, in 2018, I was interacting more with the community via the old Tat Chat. that was Nick and Andrew's old Facebook group, which they defunct about 3-4 years ago now. And I was like really doing well. And then I met up with Pete, which was the vinegar jar, and sales were unexpected because I did a week's vlog. We went to a book fair, local book fair, and it was crap. These days, I would know a lot more about books. And back then, I didn't know anything about books. I can't remember exactly when it was. Some point from summer onwards, 2018, I did a week's vlog and met Pete after right at the end of that week on Saturday, I think it was, and we went down charity shops, and that. And it's really good. Oh, with Don Broco, yeah, BROCO, not the ends. It's BROCO, yeah, Die Hard reference. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! Really great band. Rob Damani and the rest of that. And they've really expanded how they do their videos. Really great. That was called Bruce Willis. So that was cool, meeting people. And then I was going to more jumble sale. Yeah, started with the jumble sales, more Carboots, charity shops, sourcing a lot of places, meeting people. And then I believe up at the first meetup, Hitchin, September. Have a look. I've got it here. September the 21st to the 22nd of September. That's right. Saturday to Sunday, 2018. Where are we? Yes, 2018. And I met legends Nick and Andrea, Derek, Richard. I met Matthew Wall. I met Tom English Picker. I met Chelsea Rooney, Reselling Polly, Karin. I met loads and loads of absolute legends. And basically, going to the first meetup for me, September 2018, I was like really nervous, didn't know how it would go. People, would they interact with me? Would they be sods, or would I get respect? Because all my teenage life, people didn't want to listen to me. They didn't like me. It was a bit crap, pretty much. And I got to the, you can see it on video. I got to the Weatherspoons. The Angel walks in Hitchin. I said something like, "Here are my mates," or "Here are my friends." And Carla picked it out because I met Carla as well. She picked it out about a few weeks later or something, a month later, on a last stream. That was really, she's like, because he said he was nervous, and he said, "Here's my friend." I walked in, and rest is history. I was like, "Oh my life, that was brilliant." Pretty much first meetup, and that pretty much, like, from there, I was like, "Wow, I got to meet more people." Just go through, especially deals, and that, and also with YouTube, I was doing more outside vlogs because I was using a Sony DSC HX400V, a really old camera. It's just a decent camera, nothing special. I think was that year I picked up another camera. I picked up another Canon camera, and it failed on me, and I sent it back, and I got my money back after the period, I think it was. And then later on, I got a Sony DSC 400V, which is great during the day, but poor lens at night time. Let's go through some of the chat. Hi, Richard. Thanks for popping in. Hi, Alan Starbucks says there. I think I first watched you in the early 2020. Oh, okay. Brilliant. Yeah, really good to know as well. Hi, Welsh Picker. Thanks for popping in. Welsh Picker. Chris popped in. Welcome, Chris. Thanks for popping in. DB Resales. Damien's here. Welcome, Damien. Let's go down the list. Hi, Sir Carl. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, it was 100%, and I was really nervous at the first meetup, September 2018, and I was like, everyone was so friendly, and we got on, and I got a bit drunk, and loved it. Yeah, because I stayed in the Premier League, and that's right. It 100%, yeah, 100%, because I was trying to sort of work out, like, before the meetup, who was going to go, who was living where, and that. And also, way before the meetup was even announced, I'd only really met Pete, Sales of the Unexpected, which was the ex Vinegar Jar on YouTube, and that was it. And I didn't meet anyone else. And I was then on know many people local and further afield. It was great, 100%. Derek as well, yeah. I do legends, definitely Ali, 100%. No worries. My dad was watching that match. Right. And then it comes to, as I say, YouTube doing more in 2018 with YouTube vlogs, day vlogs, live streams, doing, because I stopped doing how much certain weathers sold for, doing Pogs, Pokemon, and other things. And that was a great series, to my first big series on doing those videos, but I thought in the end they got a bit not stale, but it was a little bit wasn't needed in the end, because like a lot of people knew, a lot more people came to reselling, and they knew about what prices were and stuff. It got really ridiculous at that point. So I was like, okay, I'll lend that one, because I did loads of them. James Bond, Goosebumps. Match Attacks was the best one I ever did, 5.2k views. And that's how my knowledge started, with just hours and hours of learning online and going to pick up Match Attacks and stuff. And it's like with tyres, I learned about tyres. I don't pick up so many now because I can't really get rid of them as such. And best one I sold was a Gucci one for like 30-40 pounds. Match Attacks, I picked up bags for a time. There was like, we're going to Carboots 2020 jumble sales with Pete Says Unexpected. Oh yeah, another bag of you. Yeah, I was doing loads of bags, and not anymore, but that. And there was Match Attacks and loads of things that I was doing in the earlier days. And let's go through. And basically, like, yeah, it's basically going to the meetups to gain confidence. And I've been to many more. Like, there's the one 2019 Bristol meetup where did you go, Derek and Richard, to Bristol? I think you did. Andrew, first time I met Andrew, and that was an experience. Came to be George Ross, all 7'4" of him. And I met there was 65 people in Bristol, Carla's hometown, and Josh and some. I was like, fuck. Literally, it was loads, and I was like, got really well, and going out and standing in the middle of the road. Steve had this big thing, big bear thing with Steve Green. First time I met Steve. First time I met Karen. Yeah, when she was Karen Sells Clothes, Karen Barnes. I met loads of retail legends, absolute legends, and like I was exploring a lot more, because I'd went to Hitchin. Then I went to Bristol, April 19. Then there was Hitchin the end of that year when I stayed in the infamous Sun Hotel. We had that little area which I showed on my latest Hitchin vlog, where they've got like basically crap in it. Just by where Sun Hotel is. Yeah, that was in like the December of that year, because we didn't have any in 2020 because of COVID, and I was doing a lot more. In 2019, I think I discovered Jumble. Or was it 19? No, it was a little later. I was doing like meeting more people, going through jumble sales, Carboots, charity shops, and stuff, and doing more on YouTube, outside vlogs, and that's the year I got an editing software, Wondershare Filmora, and learned ever since. And I'm still learning, and I really want to learn more so I can get that editing skills to a point where it's just like boof, 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 boof. Got crap internet upstairs, but that's another thing entirely. And I was going around Carboots, meeting people, and that's the year 2019 I got first recognised. Some point for that year, out of a scary experience. Some come up to me and say, "Oh, are you Peter Adventures?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am indeed." That was just before the Bristol meetup, and I was like, "What's your name?" Because I keep forgetting people names. If I do meet someone, I always try and say, "I met so and so. Thanks for coming up to me and say hello." And it does dawn like Bobby now, but he did before. I was like, "Ooh, what do I say?" And funny thing is, when I went to Bristol meetup, there was two blonde ladies who shouted my name across as they were coming in. I was like, "Peter Ray's Ventures." I was like, "Hello." I was like, "Shit, hide." But it's confidence level for me, for my Asperger's and all around that. And I was doing quite well in 2019, and up in my game. And of course, meeting more legends at meetups and stuff, where I met like legends in the Bristol meetup and in the infamous Sun Hotel experience, the next door area in Hitchin, which we had 40, 50 people in, which I got lots of footage because I met Z and Beck for the first time, other than because I chatted to them loads of times online. I'd met George Ross for the first time. Lee was there. I instructed Lee, and his partner was there as well. I instructed Lee, Cola Flipper, how to do YouTube, which I felt weird for doing, not in an arrogant way, just to help him out because he's thinking of starting YouTube. He did think the following year, or a little bit later than that. And he's a legend on YouTube, Cola Flipper on YouTube, and that. And then comes through like 2020, which I'll talk about in a sec. Let me go up the chat and go through because a lot of chat here. I did say hi to Ali, Damien. Go through. Got any questions? Put them in. 2019. Wow, that is brilliant. Thank you very much. There's so many resellers up here. It's like a resellers meetup every weekend at Carboots. Yeah, that's what I've noticed over the years. Where when I first started, there was only about 7, maybe 8 resellers on YouTube and around the Carboots stuff. And over the years, since COVID, it's gone crazy. And as you say, it's down my way in southeast. Wherever you go, you can meet resellers. I met a guy, which I shouted out on my last video. He is not that far from where I live, and he's part-time. He works as a nurse, community nurse, I think he does. And he's went to the local jumble sale last weekend, and yeah, legend, absolute legend guy. Name of, let me go through, Jamie, absolute legend. So I'm just going down. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Right. Thank you very much, Frank Thrifter. Please do. Hi, Sophie. Oh, don't worry, Sophie. It happens. No worries. Yeah, I thought we went to Bristol. That's right, because I remember the Sunday after the meetup. We went into that place and we had breakfast. I couldn't believe that place chucks out at 11 o'clock, right? And the bars and stuff were shut at 12. And Dermot and Sue, who are from Ireland, they're legends. They come over. I've met them twice, and it was like, oh my days. They weren't coming until 4 in the morning with some of the others, and I decided to go back to the hotel room. That's the one where Andrew Nolan got lost. I think he stayed in another hotel. He hadn't booked in. It was funny, but yeah. Hi Tonks, thanks for popping in. Appreciate that. If you've got any questions, pop them in. Um, and I'm just talking about how I started on eBay, and YouTube, how I started, and going from before that as well, what I did as a job and stuff. You can watch that back. Right, let's go and have a list. I started watching Sparrow's End. Yeah, she's done a couple of channels and got this latest channel. I think she got two. One for her business side, one for her gardening side now. Yeah, Sparrow's. That's right. I did in 19. And Legend of Andrew, of course. Yes, Nick and Andrew, Tap Peddler, and everyone else from there. Nicest bunch of people I've ever known. In definitely 100%, 100%. Yeah, I'd watched bit before that. Way before, like as I say, when I first started, Nick and Andrew was the first, of course. I watched when I was taking down the shop with the baby clothing. I'm moving it all back home, moving the stuff back home, and that, and also like Ben Fitzpatrick, Ken Chapman, Zian Beck, Tom English Picker. And there was the odd few others, but not so many. A lot of people have come and gone. That was before COVID, and a lot of people did YouTube on COVID and reselling it, and have now gone. But a lot have come up, like Ricky Lee, Rummage Around, and that, and I've gained like watching people over the years. Some I've watched, some I don't, and then I watched because I watch a eclectic mix of resellers, people who do history, just normalized vlogging, where they go to country, like the countryside and vlog or whatever, and people who are from abroad. And then it was a bit like 2019 when I was watching Mel back from Burnout. I think it's 2019, yeah. Watching Rod, which was Pommy Pickard before he stopped it, and having chats with him, and brilliant legend guy, and it was so great. Drinking with Andrew back in the day when you had Goimers, you had Rod Pommy Pickers, you had so many people, myself, and it was just chaos every week. Chaos for 5, 6, 7 hours when Tommy and Tracy came on the scene, and Andy popping over to them. They came on art. It was great. It was brilliant times. I'm sorry, probably can't say hi individually. Can't see very well tonight. I'm sorry to hear about your viruses and that. I hope you get well soon, Kathy. Thanks for popping in. Yeah. I missed anyone there? No, I don't think so. If you've got any questions, pop them in the side chat. And then it comes to 2020, and I was chatting to Pete, sales unexpected. Back then, it was a vinegar jar, and I went to about 7 or 8 jumble sales with him, and it was great, and got loads of stuff. Basically, if I hadn't gone to those jumble sales, right, and also, yeah, if I hadn't gone to those jumble sales, and at the start of COVID, learn about Spock, Gumtree, and Facebook Marketplace. Learn about Spock and Gumtree, as well as going to Marketplace, which I knew about anyway, and getting various stock. I personally don't think I would be reselling right now. 100%. I don't think I would be reselling right now. No, because I had not much stock. I was trying to wind it down a bit and just like thinking about where my business is going with regards to the reselling side of things. And I got a load of stuff at the jumble sales. Really enjoyed seeing Pete there and a few other resellers and going through and that. And then COVID hit in end of March because I went to a jumble sale about a week and a half, or well, before COVID and that. And I met Simon Mitchell, and Shane Langrish. If anyone who knows people on the side chat, Simon Mitchell has a channel, but I haven't done anything for a long time. Lives Guildford, I think, something like that. And it was great. And COVID hit, and I was like, oh shit, I don't know how it's going to happen. Affect me. And it did. It affected me quite badly. And I think personally, if I didn't concentrate myself on going to do day vlogs, I did many day vlogs throughout the COVID period, and chatting to legends in started the Facebook groups after the chat, and also talking to people online, and also having the stock to deal with because I wasn't listing much because I didn't have much, but I got enough through the jumble sales and on Spock and Gumtree and Facebook Marketplace, and learning more about that type of reselling. And it really helped me on my mental health, 100%. But as I say, if I didn't go to the jumble sales before COVID, 2020, early 2020, and go and find Spot, Gumtree via the app and that, personally, I think I wouldn't be reselling now. To be honest, I don't know what I'd be doing. Probably mundane 9 to 5, working and stressing out. But I did, and that was when I knew 100% more that like could turn to people and have a chat, and that's when my confidence levels rose from okay, because when I first started YouTube, it was very low. Live streams were very low, and medium in 2020, and like higher and higher and higher each like month, up until now, where I can come on lives, chat, and even have a guest on, go on people's lives, and not think about, damn, what am I going to talk about? I don't know. And it was great. And then we lifted COVID in June or wherever it was, and went to the Carboots, met a lot of more people who are what I call reselling buddies, and Pete a lot more, and expanded my business. And yeah, and then I found 1 September 2020 a jumble trail garage sale called in America, and I was like, okay, what is this about? I went along and I did enjoy it. It's a lot of hard work. Basically, I have a map. You've seen Nick and Andrew's ones, and some of mine have a map, and going through like on app, and you go through that particular place, go to there, go to here, there. People's stalls out. It was difficult because A, you use a lot of petrol. B, you might not get a lot of stuff, and C, it can be a long journey throughout. And C, it's like the problem, like when you need to go for a wee, and all that. And I was like, wow. I went to a few, I think. Just going through. Oh, let me turn it down. Ah, when was that one? A live stream for that one. Oh, damn, oh, that's what I'm doing. When was that one? Yeah. And I went to 2, I think. Yeah, about 2 in 2020. And then it was like up in the air about COVID, end of 2020. It was like, oh my days. And then 2021 rolled around, and I thought sky's the limit. So let's go through the chat and see who's been chatting about varying topics. The 2020, when I saw Nick's Scotch tape, I think a lot of people did, yeah. Monumental UK, Peter, Vinegar, yeah, George, Ross, and the community helped me move. Yeah, pretty much the same here. It's helped me all throughout my life. And one thing I will say is, back in October 17, I think roughly about that, when I was very, 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 very depressed, and that I didn't want to do YouTube or reselling again, and I got a comment, I think, on my video from Nick, and it stuck with me forever. Basically saying, take much time as you need. We'll be here for you. Basically, like, you can message me anytime, and it's like that's how the community is. Yes, you get a few bad eggs, fair enough, but 99% is brilliant. Hi Michelle, thanks for popping in. Appreciate that. Let's go down the list. Okay. So, and then I went to more jumble sales throughout 2021, and I really enjoyed that. Last one I went to yard sale, jumble sale, and that is 9th of October 2021, because I didn't go to any last year because I had so much on, and I just didn't, especially throughout the beginning of April to like the end of like October and that. So I go to more jumble sales, learn about more items to resell, get into more clothing, buy bowls, beer steins, toys, books, all sorts of stuff that I don't know much about. And there's a few bits I didn't like stuff. And then that was the year 20 was it 2020 or no, it was 2020 that one of the sites I use came up, free site, and boom, I got some great stuff. Because my best pickup from the free site was a load of crime drama DVD box sets. I sold a Sherlock Holmes big box set for £50, and I sold 90% of them already. And I'll show you something in a bit. And I got free the other day on Monday, and used that ever since. And yeah, just expanding my knowledge. People are really helpful in the way of going through, like saying, "Oh, to pick this up from the car boot or that," and it's just great. And then 2021 whiz past. We had a little bit of COVID early on in that year, and that 2021 passed, and passed where you could wear the mask and that, and it was great. And then I went to the I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think because I was hitching. Oh, oh damn! Press one button now. That's what I want to do. So that's 19, 20, 21. Trying to think. Oh, there we go. I think that was the one. Yeah, and then there was a meetup in beginning of December where first time I met Monkey Thrifter, which was Mr. Sprout, I believe back then, or I was no, it was Monkey Thrifter because I'd seen it inside chat as Mr. Sprout, and that was great. I stayed in the Bella Vita, and I was brilliant, and I was doing quite nicely on eBay and YouTube and stuff, and learning more about editing softwares, and people helping me through tough times. I'm helping people through tough times, doing more lives, gaming. I started gaming in 2019, 18. I'm doing a few more gaming vlogs, all sorts. So let's have a look. Swamp Pigger, hi Swamp Pigger, Glyn, thanks for popping in. I appreciate that. Have a look. Who's in the side chat? Yeah, if you want to help, do go and sub to Tonks Boutique. And yeah, 2021 whiz by, and I was doing more outside vlogs, eBay, and mixing it up with a lot of other content. then 2022 came along, and um, I was doing nicely, learning a lot more about vlogging. I think a couple of years, about 2021 as well, I'd got a GoPro Hero 7, because I couldn't afford any of the other GoPros at the time. And I got GoPro Hero 7, doing really well, upgrading all my uh, YouTube, not content, basically what I upgrade. And I was using a mic. I gave the mic 2020 to Nick, the big one that he uses, and I got this nice Audio Technica in 2020, actually in 2020, and I got it off Facebook Marketplace for a really cheap deal, and I was upgrading my gear, and for that, and for reselling, got some lights reselling back in 2021 and 2020, and yeah. And 2022 was the year, because my dad had been getting progressively worse since 2020, walking and a lot of other things, issues and that. And 2020, we noticed marked like, well, we know it's a big marked decline in his health, and we're trying to get a lot of things happening, and money for and that and all the rest of that happened. I was still part time, and that was the year I got pissed off with the stock, like everywhere, and I wanted the stock basically somewhere else, because my mum was annoyed. It was in the back room, and it was annoying and that. And I was going to more jumble sales, jumble trail. No, jumble sales. I didn't go in jumble trails last year. Carboots, charity shop, source online, and it got to a point where it's got disgusting in there, because way back in the early days, 18, 19, it was all in my bedroom, and it only came down in middle of COVID 2020 in the back room. It was meant to be in there, and I just happened to be in there. And so long story short, in end of October, my dad fell out of bed, and he was in the local hospital for a week, and couldn't walk and that, and basically hospitalized, unable to walk, and chest infections and that sort of thing. And that particular was a very scary time. So scary, in fact, I didn't know what to do, and I knew who to turn to help me through it. People in the chats and more Instagram, because I joined Instagram a couple of years prior. No, a year prior, I think, and talking to people about it, and bits and pieces, and really enjoyed some of the Facebook chats. Really helpful, and I was like, brilliant. And it got to the point where we needed to move rooms around. So an uncle came round and his friend, and we were moving rooms about. So our front room is now our back room. It's like a front thing with sofas and that. And in the end, we got a hospital bed in the front room and moved that room around. And regards my reselling, we documented the journey last year. I'd moved all the bits and pieces I had into the conservatory, and that room was getting moved. And then we got a big table, which is here next to me, in here. Yeah. In here around October, November, I think it was, something like that. Let's have a look through. And I slowly moved all my stock in to the what is called the old PC room, where my mum used to do her accounts and stuff through a business she used to run, where she used to work at. And I used to actually really nice old wooden table. It was brilliant underneath area. I was going to use that for my business, and then we had to get a bed in here for my dad in case it came down, and because it was finding it increasingly hard to walk upstairs. And that. Oh, well, I forgot to mention before that. Yeah, that's right. Before the my dad incident and that, I went to Eastbourne meetup, and I met Emma Reselling Adventures. First time, second time I met Sarah Resells, reselling Polly, and yeah, it was mainly clothing resellers. And I was a bit nervous of going somewhere out of my comfort zone because I've been to meetups where I've met Nick, Andrea, Derek, Richard, Andrew, Lee, Cola Flipper, loads of legends, and they're all legends at the Eastbourne meetup. And it was a great time. It was in that period where it was really, really warm, and it was a nice sea breeze, and it was great. And that particular meetup, that was the 8th to the 9th of July. It's where I went to the um played a few games and stuff, slot machines and that sort of thing, and other games, and yeah, it was great. But I was nervous going, but it was cheap enough to go. The hotel room was shit, and it's baking hot in there. But it was nice, and I enjoyed my time down the seaside. First time in years. 'Cause I'm 2 hours from seaside anyway, where I live. And I tried to go to as many meetups as my money allows me to, especially with the hotel costs and that. But I really enjoyed that. And there was 3 videos from there: hotel room tour, the weekend where I travelled down there all the weekend, and the charity shops, which were a bit average. But I enjoyed it. And then doing more day vlogs and stuff. And then I was saying about my dad, and we basically got like a lot more gear for him to help him run the house, and we couldn't get a stair lift upstairs because his legs won't go round the side. But it is an option now. But it's these things you learn so much, like reselling game. You learn so much, and we've learned so much that contradicts what people told us. Thinking, hang on a minute, they've told us so where we should this. Mum been fighting for stuff and getting money in and stuff, and that, and it's like randomized where we mum had to fight to get like a little tiny handrail on the left side because there's a little gap because it's a bit bigger. Mum just stuffed a load of sheets and stuff down there, and touch wood is okay. When he rolls over, he rolls over on the side. And he hits the little hand thing, and then we got another one. Then we got stuff up for upstairs and that. But he's getting physio, some sort of physio, and to walk up a couple of steps and stuff and do some exercises. Got a little exercises to do, but it was a scary process because he was a month in Dorking Community Hospital, and I was like, "Oh my days!" I didn't know I was coming or going, and I had to make the big decision to cut back on it reselling and YouTube, which I did announce, which I did, and I was like, oh, it was a point where I wouldn't want to go through it ever again. And he came home after a month, beginning of December, about a quarter way through the World Cup, and December last year, and ever since it's been it's basically since end of October been non-stop. This is the first week, literally first week that we haven't had literally anything on. It's basically been nearly every day, barring a couple. Something's been going on, whether I've had to go to places, my dad's got appointments, or phone calls up, people coming round, this, that, and the other. It's just been crazy. But as I say, he's been home since beginning of December. Literally, he was in with his frame and sat in the chair, and yeah, and we've been getting more help, and which is great because in a way, it's not nice him falling out of bed and not be able to walk and that and have chest infection. No, don't get me wrong. But in theory, if that hadn't happened, we wouldn't have got so much help and we wouldn't know about a lot of avenues. And I know it sounds a bit shit, but we learnt so much and we've got so many contacts now through community care and stuff and places to go and exercises doing people coming round, and it's great. And then helping try and get upstairs and do all this, that, and the other. But it's a scary experience. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. No, because parents are parents. Because he's like 83, 84 this year, and it's like, wow. Because he'd come down from the northeast, in the mid to late 80s, and through varying means and holidays abroad, he met my mum, and obviously because I was born in May, for 3rd of May 1990. So yeah, but now we're getting a lot of help. As I say, we've got my dad, and we're coping. And at the moment, we've got two 35-minute sessions Tuesday morning and Friday morning. For my basically I have a carer in because it costs a lot of money. We filled out many forms for that particular thing, and going through that process and it working well as long as they come on time, because you never know, you're usually gonna get 1 or 2 people. But a lady was off on Tuesdays, and the lady come later, and that Tuesday yesterday was a bit crap day all day because of that. But it's working well, and I'm glad he's home and doing well. And we keep on top of it, like lift your legs, bigger strides, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of things happened in a good way that I can't talk about, obviously, on YouTube, and sensitive personal stuff and that and all that. But it's good. And considering, like, with my reselling, like, one Sunday I sat on the internet and went onto eBay because I was going to buy stuff, and I thought, I'm going to resell. That's the type of person I am, just randomly do it. But I do need to get more into day vlogs, and I'm seeing now a lot of resellers, like, for example, Tam and Bell Sell, James Collects. I see Masterpieces, Ian, Bowl Finds, Ricky Resales, etc., doing very, very brilliant content. And even though I know a lot about the YouTube, I'm not saying I'm an expert, nowhere near, a lot about YouTube and reselling. I'm learning as I go along. I'm taking it in there, writing things down, and even regards to the way Tam and Bell Sell do their thumbnails. Wow, they do a great thumbnail, and it's learning how to quickly produce that nice thumbnail and that particular 1 or 2 lines to enhance your audience. Because I've been at 1.94 for like long time. I'd love to get to 2K. One of my specialized things on YouTube and that. And also regarding the like meetups and that, I've gained so much confidence with going to meetups, meeting people there, meeting people at Carboots, charity shops, seeing subscribers come up to me and say hello, and also chat to people in Facebook chats, doing these live streams. It's brilliant, and I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. Let me go out of there. Let me look at the chat, 'cause I've ignored the chat quite a lot. Hi, Swamp Picker. Just hi to Glyn. Hope you're well, and you're still doing our YouTube channel. I am subscribed as well to Swamp Pickers if you're still doing his YouTube. Let me have a there. Oh, lovely. Do go and subscribe to Tonks Boutique. Right, go down the list. I did say hi to Sharon earlier. Hello, Sharon. Another legend subscriber as well. Real legends here. A lot of people have been subscribed for years, and first person who ever popped in my live stream, first one I ever did on a Sunday, was Zahir. And I never forget that, ever. And he helped me so, because I was doing it via OBS and I couldn't work it out. I did it very randomly, and then I used what was after, before StreamYard. I can't remember exactly what it was. Google Hangouts, that's it. Google Hangouts. And then I used StreamYard, of course. But then again, I got really nervous using StreamYard. I saw Andrew and Chris from Cooking Hayden's do a live one day years ago when I was few years ago now when I was at the hospital. No, one of the local clinics with my dad, and he was using it. I was like, "How do you use that?" And I've used Google Hangouts right up to a last minute till I had to, and then I worked it out, and I was like, "Wow, why am I scared of this?" It's like anything in reselling. Don't be scared. If you want to do something in life, do it. I was fine just before that to make sure you like if it's regarding money to make sure you've got enough of it, but just do it. Fine, good. Okay. We did a meetup here. We had 11 of us in a house that we rented for a few days. It was less than that's great. Yeah, it's great because obviously in the US, as we all know, it's a billion times larger than the UK. So a lot of people can't travel, but it's good to have a lot of people to meet. And I'm assuming, Glyn, that there was a lot of people you didn't know there. Let's have a look up the good. Okay, let's have a look down the list. So I'm just going down the list. If you've got any questions, put them in. I'll show you something I picked up. I'll show you two things I picked up the other day, actually. Right. Evening. Nick was popping in. I'm not sure if that's to me or Monkey Thrifter, but thanks. Anyway, Tonks. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just talking about how I got into reselling, how I saw your video, Nick. The first video I ever saw of you in late summer 2016. The first video was when you were taking apart your last shop business and your clothing, baby clothing business, and you're talking outside the back area. And then the next video I saw after that was when you were in a pub, couple of drinks, and talking about where you're going from there. It was really sad to see, and I've invested ever since. Oh, Louisiana, okay. It's amazing how much reseller YouTube community has grown rapidly in the past couple. Definitely, because as I said, Nick, and at the start, it was when I first started watching YouTube just to get a bit of knowledge. It was Nick and Andrea, Zahir and Bex, Tom Lingish Picker, Caroline Mrs. M, Ken Chapman, Ben Fitzpatrick, and a couple of others, but that's it. And I was like, wow. I didn't know I wanted to do that at the time because I started a year later in May 17 doing a few videos here and there. And I was like, okay, I can do this reselling game. And I didn't really think about confidence levels as now because like back in 2000 and early 17, late 17, I couldn't dream of doing this. Having guests on, going to meetups and meet people who I've never met before. It was alien to me, scary. But nowadays, it's just part and parcel of what I do, and more of it. Right, let's have a look down the list. What's that for? I'm not sure about that. Down the. I'm no worries, Alan. Thanks for popping in, Alan. No worries, Swamp Pigger. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate that. Always appreciate everyone who pops in. Oh, 100%. It's so easy. Yeah, I don't know why when it first came out, I was scared to use it. Right. Hi, Lee. I think I said hi to Lee earlier. But yeah, that's basically my journey through before reselling when I was working before when I was 15 up to like 2017 when I was 27, working with kids in settings like day nurseries, working like day nurseries, working in after school breakfast club, holiday club. Also work with quite a lot of teenagers in community settings such as youth centres and that, and yeah, really enjoyed it. And then obviously I'm made redundant in October 17, and just things have worked out how they worked out. So yeah, hi Sally, thanks for talking to Sally. So if you've got any questions about what I've talked about my journey through reselling and YouTube, or got any ideas how I can improve, pop it in the side chat or the comments below. And any other questions, do feel free to let me know in the side chat or comments below after live's finished. Also, I'm going to pop out. Nick's here. Oh, where'd I go? I dropped something. Where'd I go? Oh, blimey. Oh, there. Nick knows about this. Yay, Texas. I got this couple of weeks, or no, it might be last week. $2.99 Oxfam, Texas, South Side. Goes for around £20. This is one of the things I'm really learning about, because I've seen Brum Reseller and a lot of other people do vinyls. I picked up a couple of vinyls myself. First vinyl I picked up was Chaz and Dave, the legends Chaz and Dave. I think it was a Christmas one back in the early 80s. Keep them for myself. And then I picked up a black and white. It's basically like a TV show Steptoe Son. Basically a premise of basically what we do. And they went round, picked up stuff and tried to sell it on in a yard. Do a bit of totting here and there, and it was on a vinyl. So you listen to 3 episodes of their show, and here that is. And I double checked it's here. Texas. There. Oh, did I drop it? So yeah, I really appreciate that finding that, because it's got me into thinking that I can ship it. There's money in vinyls, because I poo-pooed vinyls a lot. But after watching Brum Reseller and meeting Brum at last meetup and having a good conversation about vinyls, and for him to go, "Oh, Derek, don't sell those vinyls. Get rid of vinyls. Get rid of them. Classical. Get rid of them." And all that. it was great. But yeah, $2.99 for the Texas South Side the other day. So I've got to list those. But I've got some others I picked up as well, which I've shown on a vlog back in November time. Had quite a crush on Charlene Spiriti back in the night. Fair enough. I don't really know who they are, but I've seen a picture of them online. I would have been like, what, 7, 8 when they were doing stuff. Like, because I was born in 1990 as such. The album was played on repeat when I went out for our birthday meal at a pizza restaurant. Fair enough. I think I recognise some of the songs. I had to look up on YouTube roughly to get me acquainted back on with it. I don't want Lover from the LP. Perhaps it's still the best known track. Yeah, probably is actually. Come to think of it, because I had to look up some of their tracks to refresh my memory. Yes, Bills and Moon. They are. Oh wow, it's another. Don't. I'm sorry. This is one of my loves. That's like another bit like seeing bands like Enter Shikari, Don Broco, seeing like other bands like Push Engage, and other bands over the years. And yes, I saw that on Instagram. Yvette Fielding and Carl They're doing theatre tours, and I'm hoping that they're going to be somewhere near where I live, and it's going to be decent. Because if you see Bills and Moon, that they have done Most Haunted Experience, I would check. It's usually north somewhere, and usually quite expensive, and I can't really afford to do it. But I've been on one ghost hunt years ago, but I would love to do it again because I love paranormal, aliens, Egypt, all sorts of history. I used to watch Time Team. I still watch their YouTube channels, Time Team, and I love that sort of history of it. But I really, when they announce those dates, I'm hoping they do somewhere near me, a theatre near me, that I can get to, because I am all over tickets, all over. I can't believe it, but they're good, because I've watched Most Haunted since 2007 when I first saw them on the telly, on living TV. They've been since 2002. First one they did is 2001, which was, if I can remember, but they are on YouTube now, not on a TV series episodes. It was if I can find it, Michelin Priory, but the first one, because I invested in all the DVDs, because I picked up back in the day, about 2017, I think it was. I picked up a big load of Most Haunted DVDs. I got it off an ex-YouTuber called Chris Gotts. If you remember Chris Gotts, GOTTS, I think it is. He lives up in Newcastle. I think he's got a van or some sort of where he does his little bit of reselling, goes around touring places. But it was called the Chris Gotts, and he had a whole load of Most Haunted. I messaged him. Could I personally have this? And he gave me a good deal on the Most Haunted DVD, the whole set, literally. And I only wanted about 4 or 5, and the rest of it I resold myself, made a little bit of money back. And I've got a whole series, 1 to 15, and see, we look out for, I think it's series 7, and possibly 11. Well, a couple of those series, I think it's those two, go for decent money on eBay. And live, I just wanted live as well. I've got like all their DVDs, one that were out, and also I've got, for example, they did Most Haunted Live, Most Haunted, and Yvette did a Most Haunted with like celebrities and that sort of thing. She did a lot with celebrities, which is really good. I've got quite a few of those. I'm missing a couple, but and I really need to replace some of my Most Haunted DVDs because they're beyond repair. Literally, even the repair disc, they're beyond repair. But that's something I'm looking out for this year for my collection, because I do buy here and there for collections. Like, and at the moment, I've got Pogs. I still collect Pogs. I've got Chelsea FC magazines, programs, because I'm a Chelsea fan at heart. I've been since I was 4 years old. I also got a gaming collection, pick up games, consoles when I can afford it. What else do I collect? I still keep all my concert things I've got, and a few other bits and pieces. And yeah, because I used to collect like bottle openers, playing cards, that sort of thing. So over the years, I've done quite a lot and collected stuff. And I've got like Power Ranger toys that I collect, and I started to collect some Space Jam stuff, but it's very rare to see it in this country. And also the 19th series of Gladiators. But I was in awe when Welsh Poke Picker, he found or gave, well, found some Power Rangers Megazords to Ian Masterpieces. I'm like, wow, that is my dream thing to collect. Anyway, so that was that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well, because tonight I should be watching an episode series 6. Last series of Derek Cora, of course. The next one I'm going to share with you, I can find not all of them, pick out a couple. I'm trying to think the best ones. Yeah. On the free site I look at online, say no more about that, because it's me to know for no one to find out. I picked up 13 of these Hofmeister lager glasses. Imported Bavarian Helles lager, pure mineral water, locally sourced hops and barley for free. So you got Hofmeister. I got 13 of these. Some are in better condition. They're not Steins, but they're lager glasses. So if I find the picture where I put up, what am I doing? There we go. Go for around about brand new $8.99 each. So what I've got 13, so I'll do 6 in one set and 7 in another set. 100%, yeah, follow the bear. Yep. So I'm happy with that. I need to clean those though before I list, because look like some of them you clean where they all do inside. And the best thing to do when if you can, because some of the beer steins I've got have like tops on, you can flick open. But especially with these and cups and mugs and stuff, when you've cleaned them and they're dry inside and okay, turn them upside down, because if you leave them on a shelf like that, they'll get dust and dirt inside, and you think, oh shit, I've got to clean that again. Turn it upside down like that on a surface, and it won't get dirt. A bit of dusting on the thing, you just dust aside, but not inside. I learned that the hard way. So I was happy because if I can find the Steins are different. There we go. Sold. Things on sold. Fridge. Okay. Oh. Must have sold off. I'm trying to have a look. I did see them. Basically, there were Steins, a slightly different shape to the top here. Yeah, they must have sold on. Oh, okay, I saw them the other day. Oh no, there we go. If you're not sure what Stein is, not a brilliant picture of someone's. It's slightly different to that. That's a Stein. And that's a lager glass. Then anyway, pick those up. So I'm pretty happy with that. Got to get around to listing those as soon as possible. Let's go and have a look in the chat before I end the stream. So got 20 for watching. Brilliant. Let's finish my beer up. I was DJing in the 80s, 90s. I have loads of vinyls I'm selling. I'm doing very... Oh, good. I know that Town Bell picked up some great vinyls. Always try and pick up something that's not very rarely well known. But I love to pick up like Phil Collins stuff and rock stuff and all sorts. They're in Blackpool at some point now. Ghost tours popping up. Although, yeah, the Most Haunted Instagram. I've got it on here. Most Haunted Experience. Yeah, EXP. Yeah, we do quite a lot. Two links. Yeah, mostly haunted experience. Basically, paranormal show used to be on Living TV back in the day, and I do quite a lot. Yeah, museum, mechanical, gosport. Yeah, quite a lot. And I do Northampton 2023, 3rd February, Dale P. Abbey. They do quite a lot. It's not always every member of the team, but Jenny Bryant's there and quite a lot of teams. Sometimes Carl and Stewart back in the day. But she did say, because Yvette does a podcast with, what's the name? My mind's gone blank. With most haunted team members with Glenn Hunt. With Glenn Hunt, paranormal podcast, which I sometimes listen to when I remember it's on, and I've got some more shows coming up, and I on YouTube didn't have any last year as such because they were sold overseas again and have to do a lot of edits because it's only two of them editing. They used to have loads of people doing it back in the day when I had a TV channel, TV show on a channel. But yeah, one in Brighton was almost a full body apparition. Oh right. What are we talking about? What the experience, most haunted experience of a show? Full of a bear, indeed. Yeah, that's what I had originally thought would be heavy, but I will see. Yeah, because I get $8.99 each. They're not like brand new, but they're basically very good. Some of them the writings come off, but if I can get like what £7, yeah, something I did consider be heavy as such, but I'll see like what one is. Let me do it now. I've got my scales here. Right. Abcom post-ship scales. Let me press that on. Have a look now. Just the one. Nowhere near. You would have to go on Parcel to Go or some other one, and I would use Yodel myself. One would be 930 grams. So in that particular respect, no, probably not advisable to do 6, 7, whatever. So I'll probably have to sell probably a couple each. Maybe I'll work that out. Anyway, I'll get around to clean them and do some more research. Well, not I don't do research. I know what prices. I meant what like on the postage costs because with the new update on eBay when the fees for the particular shop fees have gone up, small, medium, and the featured shop, and also like your what do you call it? Your oh, my mind's gone blank. I've got it up here, the 2023 business update. So your pre-order fee upgrade, fee credit, because you get pre-order fee credit. I used to get like you could use. I think you used to get a tenner for a medium shop, and I think I last year last month I had January I had £7 come back. Uh, yeah, Fine Valley shops. No, I'm trying to think. Yeah, one of the categories. Uh, Royal Mail 48 hour, I think it was, had gone up from £2 something to £3, whatever it was. Let's have a look. I've got one in the chat somewhere up here. No, that's not the one I wanted. I want that one. So I'm just going to go through. Yeah, 10%. Yeah, I can't remember whereabouts it was. It was one of the chats I was reading. Yeah. So, second class to 285, and the sign for 395 for a small parcel under 2k kilograms. Because the Royal Mail tracked 48 was originally 285 until last night, apparently. Because I didn't realise. I knew it was going to be finishing, but I didn't know when. It's now £3.35. In some cases, yes, that's doable, but only if you've got like a small parcel in that respect. But it is what it is. Yeah, I've always got something like always underneath. Always put them on something, whether it be like a mat or bit of cloth, something. Yeah, no, that's totally understandable. Put something on it. Or even going to bit of kitchen roll and that. Yeah, you always get chipped, but I always look at the what they are. No, you would not get them in small package. No, nowhere near. Uh, oh yeah, Scott John Smith's. Yeah, that's the one. When I remember the one when he jumped off the top of the diving board straight in. Yeah, and he got like 10 or where it was. And also one of the ladies who was in Phoenix Nights. She That's right, because Peter Kay came in. Oh, you can go to I booked you in to the People Sign. I take you, but I'm only 60 or whatever it was. Yeah, that's right. It was John Smith's. Never liked it, to be fair. I still don't. Let's have a look. Peter Kay. Yeah, it is difficult when you're picking out these particular heavy glasses, but they do sell quite well. But as I say, I've got to do a little bit of research via the packaging and how it's going to go before I can list these particularly. But as I say, I was hoping for a bigger bundle, but that was only my just initial because I picked them up on I saw it on Sunday. It was 6 hours on that site. I was like, that should have gone by now. I'm getting them. Went round the lady's place, got them because she had some more, and I got them. I quickly just did a quick look at them. Done. I can do so and so without thinking, and just put them on the floor, and that's it. But get a bit more thought to that particular packaging, and yeah, definitely it will be hard. So it may have to be individual, but with these type of they'll get quite with the couriers these days. They chuck it about, so probably probably have to do individual listings. Most of them are just the same anyway. Yeah, there's one or two which I have to have a look at. I would have to look at everything on here, see if it is the same with the bits underneath and the same. No chips on the writing and stuff. Yeah, your stream was lucky for me. £42 shirt sale going to USA. Brilliant. Wonder what they paid for that for GSP. um, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, because I read back on the one of the chats. I mean, yeah, it's a shame, but I suppose still use it for anything from like a small package, really. Um, true. Yeah, I'm not a. It's a difficult thing, cling film. I haven't as such got an allergic reaction to cling film. It's just I've got a certain reaction to certain smells, and it's like when I'm miles away from somewhere, and like, oh, that's a burger, or that's chips, or oh no, they're painting. I can't stand paint smells. And cling film, oh, I have to literally put my hand on my nose. Can't stand the actual smell of it. But I know exactly what you mean. I do use cling film um, when I need to as well. But at the moment, they're just shoved in a bag. 48 tracked is still cheaper than Sanford. Doesn't seem to be an end date for the £3.35 price. So hopefully, it's a permanent reduction plus inflationary price increase. True, yeah, that's understandable. Let's have a look. It's quickly going to go down below. There we go, down there. Right, if you've got any quick chat, then put it in. Posted prices. I'm not on eBay at the moment. Into way small. Yeah, that's right. Um, yeah, end date three. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because it goes 335. Yeah, let's go. Actually, let's go on to Uber. Let's have a quick look. 1 second. About to nip in the bud right now and sort it all out. eBay. List. I've got 2 offers. I'll send to them later. Going to there. Do that one again. Right. Let's have a look. Close that. There we go. Yeah, second class, small. Yeah, 48. And then you got the yeah, because I always try and put my Royal Mail second class sign for at £4.20. But it doesn't always mean I will send it that way. What I normally do, if I have to send it a different way, I message the buyer and say, hi, I'll be sending this item via uh, no, yeah. Just normally say hi. I'll be sending this item via no extra cost to you. Instead of sending it hope you get the item as soon as possible. Please leave good feedback. Many thanks, and my eBay name. But yeah, I know what you mean, Damien. Yeah, I've got it here. Second class, 395, and then the 48 tracked, 335. Yeah, definitely. Let me have a look down the list. Yeah, I think I'll continue you to 1 to 2K. That'd be brilliant. Let's have a look down the list. Dickens hard books. Oh, the amount they pay in America and the tax they pay for the stuff to coming in is horrible. Really is. Let's have a look down the list. Go down the list. DSP charge. Yeah, only must be. Yeah, I've had some stuff recently. Went to America, and it's like, wow. You think, hang on a minute, I paid X amount. What? Jeez. Hmm. Um, 100%. That is 100% true, Kath. Yeah, I can smell donut from 100 yards. 100 yards for a mile. Yeah. Well, I can smell. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Like I can smell someone's cooking if it's miles away. 'Cause like where I am, I like yeah. That's the same with bad smells like paint smells, cling film, um, like it's always like even earlier like, "Oh, what's that?" Ooh, yeah, especially paint smells. I can't stand it. I couldn't be a paint decorator. Like a mate of mine. I couldn't do it. I can't stand smell. I would faint. Literally, I can't stand it. I'd have to have a hazmat suit on, the full hazmat with a bloody mask on before I do painting. um, Still packing. Bloody hell, Nick. We've sold X amount already. Wow. Um, oh, hi Mel, thanks for popping in. Appreciate that. Hope all is well your end. I've still got to watch your latest video. Um, Wray Mel, that which is rain, hail or shine. It's always mayhem on a Monday. Gonna watch that one. I haven't done it yet, but I will get around as soon as I can. What's that? I'm looking here on the YouTube side of it, and I've got my moderators, spanners, wrenches, as we like to call it in America. Kath's got a pink there. Punk's got green by the name. Weird. Anyway, that's the point. Right. So I'm gonna quick questions. Put them in for 3 more minutes, and I'll answer them. Just gonna put these back before I drop them. Lager glasses. And that's kind of a problem when you're buying what I would call breakables. Like if you're getting for free or you're going around the charity shop, a car boot, jumble sale, wherever you're sourcing, it's a really hard situation to um like either carry them. It depends on where you're parked at this particular place you're going to. If it's a car boot and you've parked not far away, it's okay. But if you park miles away and you've got like halfway around the car boot, you think, oh, I'm gonna have to go back to the car, or even a jumble sale. Like some of them stamp your hand, and you gotta go back to the car and put them in the car, and then you gotta transport them home without breaking them. It's really difficult, in that respect. I was trying to drive carefully. It was only like 5 minutes down the road, but I was trying to drive really carefully, and like over humps, like chink chink. It's like it. But yeah, but that's why sometimes I don't buy so many breakables as such. Um, when going round car boots and that. I don't know. Some of this suggests bring like bubble wrap, which is a good suggestion, and I will do as such. A blanket for breakables. Yeah, that's actually a good idea because I remember Nick and Andrea. They went to a jumble trail, which is a garage sale in America, and that, and they came back and something got broken because I had to try and like a bit like sort of like pack it in a way pack it in a way without it falling. But I think remember one thing broke, if I remember rightly, which was a shame. But yeah, it's just learning curve on that particular. But I don't refrain from buying it when I can. But in the last like 4 or 5%, a couple of bits come broken to the buyer, but it's a couriers. That's what it is. Right. So I talked about my how I started reselling and YouTube and what I was doing before all that, and showed a couple of bits. For me next, let's have a look. What I've got coming up on the YouTube channel. Ooh. I'm not quite sure at the moment what I've got coming up on the channel, but as I do, there will be something in the next few days. I'm out with a meal for a couple of friends on Saturday night. Um, I'm in armour to go down the car boot, but I sort of need to clear the backlog as such and be getting like moany moments. Oh, I can't wait for why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Clear it first. Well, yeah, that's a theory. I've got 4 jumble sales in a couple of weeks at the end of February. So I'll probably do some sort of charity shop thing or day vlog at some point soon. And try and keep up to get to over 2K views and all that, and just I find that when I do YouTube videos, they sort of like inspire me to get stuff done. It's like when I was tidying up this room, it inspired me to look at what I've got, find out what I've actually got, clear it, clean it, tidy up, and get it listed. I've done quite a lot so far. So yeah. Oh dear. Okay, blanket. Yeah, I'm good at breaking stuff. Things tend to fall out the back of the car. I ruined a £50 Le Creuset kettle that way. I may have swore a bit. This personally, I'm fine anyway, because it's like anything we do, anything that's ruined, you paid a bit of money for. As a reseller, it gets kind of sweary. Definitely. Yeah, don't forget movie chats tomorrow. 7:15, 7:30, something like that. Don't forget. Pop in if I can. What else have I got coming up? Not much, realistically, because January and February are usually quieter months sourcing wise. There are car boots on, and there's a couple of people who have been down them, like both fine, the sales unexpected, like that. Been down there particularly sourcing. But as I say, I'm trying to clear backlog and stuff, and just to see. But there will be back lots of sourcing videos and I've got plans for doing that. I also got plans for meeting people throughout the year, and also other types of vlogs where I go just out for a day and vlog places. Trying to think anything else I've got coming up. No, I think that's really about it. If I don't have anything on Sunday, then what I will do, because people really enjoy it, I'll probably do third part of my game series, Sniper Elite 5, because that's got some cracking views. And that. Before I forget, actually, let me send out. Oh, got 3 offers. Let's send out some offers. That one I've had Hurricane 111 Squadron wooden frame. I bought these 3 frame pictures. World War II planes, British planes back in 2020 at the Stanwell Jumbles Trail thing. Crappy place. I actually saw Chris B there. and that, and I was chatting to him for quite a bit. So, what's it on for? 28. I'll go 24 because I made my money tenfold on those. Couple of coins, Peter Rabbit coin. Do 100 on that. Then I've got another 1918 representation, 50p. People Hear People's Acts. That's on 30. Let's go 20. Get rid of that one. Just send out a few offers while I remember. And then if you haven't remembered or saw, I've got a coupon code which I will put in the description below and comment section. It's right up the top of my of the chat, and you can see what I've got on my store. 20% off until I think it was like the 7th of February. So check out that. Don't think there's anything else left to say as well. So once again, like, share, and subscribe for more content on Peter Ray's adventures. Keep subscribed for more content on this channel as well. I say there will be some content throughout probably next few days as I have a think about what is going on. And just, yeah, hopefully have a good rest of your week and good sourcing weekend. And Derek just released a barn vlog, so do check out Tap Peddler's videos. And take care. See you all. See you later. Take care.